It's time for The View, America. Justin is jacked as Calvin Klein's new underwear model. So are his fans gonna have to start competing with their moms for his attention now?
I'm a guest on The View right now.
The selfie sensation just got a kick in the butt.
Oh my gosh, look at her butt.
Kim K and Nicki are gonna love the new trend of butt selfies. She can't play a fat actress anymore. Kirstie Alley reveals the secret to her mind-blowing weight loss, and which of her leading men was the love of her life that got away. And why is the buff brains behind Eat This, Not That telling you to chow down on burgers to get a rockin' body? I need to hear the rest of this menu. This is The View with Whoopi, Nicole Wallace, Rosie Perez, and Rosie O'Donnell. It all starts now.
Back, honey, get better. We are all praying for you. We know you'll be back soon. We miss you. Rosie P., we miss you too. She's rehearsing her play this month. She'll be back after that. Joining us today, guest co-host, the one and only, Laverne Cox. Great to have you back.
Good to be back.
Also back, Cristela Alonso, star of her own show. Great to see you all. And Nicole Wallace, I enjoyed you last night on Watch What Happens Live. Did you have fun?
It was so late.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah, it films at 11, right?
Such a nerd. Yeah, and I have a 3-year-old. He goes to bed late for a 3-year-old, like around 9, but I usually dive into bed soon after.
Right.
And I was up late. So, but other than that, it was awesome. I was on with Patrick Wilson, who's
delightful,
knows and loves you.
Yes,
and
a Broadway
and
guy.
Yeah, really wonderful guy.
Did you have a cocktail with Andy?
I did. I took a shot. Wednesday night is shot ski night, so there's a ski with shot glasses. And I'm the Republican. I didn't want to be like the buzzkill, so I felt like I had to drink. You know,
Republicans
right?
can drink a little bit.
Yeah, we can take shots. So I went all in. I had a vodka shot. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a vodka shot too, but I wasn't on TV. Yeah. That was probably better. You know?
So you drink alone. They say that can be a problem if you're drinking by yourself.
You know what? I think it's an overrated problem. I think like if this were like another time, we call it, you know, alone time.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
Yeah. I only did
alcoholism
shots
alone time.
I only did shots once when I was like 19. You know, drinking age was 18 when I was a kid. But I went out to like an Irish pub with some friends of my family, and oh my Lord, we did like every shot, and it tasted just as bad coming back up.
Every time you say it, like my head just starts.
Oh, horrible. And I've never done a shot since because it was too horrifying.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I did it for my birthday. I just had a birthday.
Yeah.
And
How old are you? Are you allowed to say?
Oh, yeah. I just turned 36.
Good for you, honey.
And I love it. You know, I love my birthdays. I love getting older. I feel like every year I have a better life than I did the previous year. So I love it. Like I have so much fun. Like I love it.
I can't wait to turn 36 in 19 years.
Remember, Laverne, I asked you once how old you were, and you gave me, like, the look to kill? And I didn't even Google it because I thought you might be mad about that.
My official age is over 21, so it means I can drink.
Exactly.
I love saying my age. I actually say that I'm older so that people can say how good I look.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, how old are you? I'm like, 82. You look good. Thank you.
Don't you think people make all these sort of assumptions about you? You should be at a certain place in your life by this age.
Yes.
Especially if you're a woman.
Yeah.
So it's better not to talk about it.
Well, you know, especially, I mean, as a Latina, I mean, I'm 36. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I mean, I'm a unicorn. I mean, you know, I mean,
And do you feel pressure to get married? Or
Oh, all the time,
You
of
do?
course.
From
of
your mom?
course.
Like
Yeah,
from-
well, you know, like from my family, it's just like, what are you doing with yourself? I'm like, I just haven't met that person, you know? It's like, when you know, you know, you know?
It's nice to know that you can be the star of your own show with its own name on network TV, and your mother still will say, what are you doing with your life?
I know. You wear too much makeup.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Wasting all this
And I
time.
feel like the people who are pressuring women to get married are never men.
No, oh, God.
This
No.
is for straight women, of course. We don't want to be heterosexist.
Right, exactly. So, did anyone watch Idol? Was on last night?
I did.
You did?
I watched mostly with the sound down.
I watched the singing
But
show.
no, but I honestly tune in. Don't think I'm shallow or superficial, but I tune in to see what J-Lo is going to be wearing, what she looks like. Does anybody tune in just to see what J-Lo is going to look like?
Yes.
Okay.
Stunning.
I'm not alone. And J-Lo looks like look at her.
She's stunning.
She can have this kind of messy hair. Look at this skin. I mean, like, this woman is just everything.
know.
And she has some new protein shake or something out now.
Yeah, that
And if you can drink it to look like J-Lo, I'm in.
Yes. Well,
So-
they'll probably be sold out in a day if that works. Because no, she does look fantastic. A few years ago, she was voted most beautiful woman on People magazine or something, and it was when Vivi was 8 or 9. She had just really learned to read, and so now she feels as though this is a fact. You know what I mean? Like Abraham Lincoln was a president, and Jennifer Lopez is the most beautiful.
I think it
Like
is,
there's
though.
no way to get around
I
it.
think it is. I mean, and I think she's a woman who sort of defies this whole, you know, what you're supposed to be doing at certain ages. I mean, she had her kids, I think, at 40. She gets hotter and hotter every year.
Yes.
She's aging in reverse. She looks better. I mean, she sort of, I think, gives a lot of inspiration to women who don't want to feel like as they age, they have to relinquish anything. She's sexy. Her body's insane.
Yes.
She spends a lot of time and money on it, but I think there are things she does that every woman could be inspired by.
I feel like, you know, as a Latina, she's Latina. We have that in common. Like, through her career, I didn't want to surprise you guys, but I'm Latina. And when I see her... Whoa!
Don't adjust the TV set.
Stay back! We
Don't
weren't
adjust
ready
the
for that
TV
bombshell.
set. I know.
As you all know, I am Olaf.
But, you know, it's funny. like,
Latina, Black, and Olaf.
Yes.
seeing J-Lo, I always tried to emulate what she looked like, and I used to try to do my makeup like her, and I never nailed it. But
You're beautiful, though. I mean, where's this going?
Well, no. I'm just saying that, like, she's gorgeous, and sometimes. Oh, thank you.
Did you work for her?
I did. I used to. I used to do J-Lo's travel years ago.
What do you mean?
Like, I every time she needed to do a tour, go somewhere, like, you know, everything. Like she went to Miami for fun. I would book her hotels.
Oh, so like
I
you
would
were
do
one of her
everything.
assistants?
Yeah, I was actually the assistant for the travel agent, the concierge that like helped her out.
Oh, wow.
And she was kind of amazing. I mean, back then she was still from the block. You know, yeah, Jenny from the block.
Right.
She, you know,
If you ask her, she still is.
Oh, I know. I'm like,
Don't
girl,
do
you
it.
haven't been a block in a while. Cause what kind of block are you talking about, Bel Air?
It's Rodeo
But,
now,
Yeah, I know.
right? Yeah.
It's just a different block.
Different block, but
different
still Jenny.
Yeah. But I remember, like, when you used to call her, I think back in the day, like, her hold music was herself.
That's
And
awesome.
I was like, yeah, I know,
That's
like,
incredible.
That is kinda
I love
cool. When you're
that.
like, you know what my hold music should be? Me.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
everybody
I love
call
that.
me. It's I'm like, sometimes I would think, is she just singing? I mean, is this
Yeah.
really her? Like, you know,
She's
like.
amazing, and she's the executive producer of a show that I'm on, The Fosters, which is a wonderful show.
Great show.
And she's the executive producer, so she's a smart businesswoman, and she gave me a job, so there you go.
That's
you
what
go.
makes her smart businesswoman.
Yeah, I
She gave
enjoy
you
that about her. You know that they were saying that on American Idol, I didn't see it, but that they kind of showed you who the finalists were going to be
Like
in profile.
a silhouette of their top 24.
Yeah, we have a
who
little
they're gonna
video
be.
of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, does this ruin it for everyone? Like, you figure out who that's going to be as soon as we see the auditions? I don't know. It seems
Yes,
odd.
it ruins it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the point. The only suspense in these shows is to see who gets voted off every week.
Right.
And if you know who makes it, why watch?
What was kind of cool, though, about watching Idol last night is that so much of the early stages were used to be about the bad singers and sort of making fun of them.
Yeah.
Last night wasn't so much about about that.
Well,
It really was.
You know what?
I love
They're
that.
too
I hate
nice.
it.
You
No, I
need
hate the
Simon
bad
Cowell. Oh, I love them, and I loved watching Simon Cowell. It's TV. No one made anybody go on a show, sing badly, and get a view.
I think the Simon Cowell era, though, it was reality TV. I think everyone is sort of mean on reality TV now.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, so things have to sort of shift.
Right, it evolved into
But
something else.
That's what I like. I mean, I wish there were more reality TV shows that focused on the good of people. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
But people tune in.
I would watch.
Rosie would tune in.
Well,
but
people watch Extreme Makeover where they give deserving
love
family, and that's
that.
so heartwarming, and you cheer them on, like, until it became like product placement, like, hi, we're here with your Sears mattress, you know?
Yeah.
All right, ruined it a little bit, but I think people do want good stuff if we give it to them. But now be quiet, because we have to go to break. We'll be right back, and the same people will be here, and we'll talk about more things.
Okay, you Googled your ex and feel kind of stalkerish about it? You'll feel a lot better right after this.
Plus, are you ready to Shark Tank your life with Barbara? Tomorrow on
Good morning, America.
It's Friday, but get ready to holler TGIB, because Barbara Walters is back in the house that she built to guest co-host, and she's ready to howl in Hot Topics.
Well, we are back on The View with Laverne, Nick, and Christella, and me. Well, the hunt is still on for two of the three gunmen who stormed the offices in the French satire magazine Charlie Hebdo. Hebdo, I think it is. Yesterday, 12 people were killed. They were publishing cartoons about Muslims and the Prophet Muhammad. Writer and comedian Tina Fey is echoing what many are saying. This is an attack on free speech, which she says absolutely must be defended, even if it's dumb jokes and movies like The Interview. Very sad and scary story.
Yeah, 12 people paid with their lives for practicing their right to free speech, which is as cherished in Paris as it is here in America. And you're all entertainers. I'm curious to hear what you think of targeting satire.
Yeah, you know, my first thought was Salman Rushdie. That's the only other person I could think of that had a fatwa placed on his life. He's still alive, right?
Right.
So
still writing. I mean, still creating as creative people. I mean, do you feel chilled as creators, as creative people?
If there's always a price for speech. I mean, we live in a culture now where I often, whenever I'm on TV, I'm like really careful about what I say, because I know there's like tons of people out there who are ready to
Maybe we should try that.
You know? I know, but I think there's people always who are ready to attack. But I think at the end of the day, freedom of speech is something as an artist that I honor first and foremost, and it's something
I love
that
hearing
is.
that.
It is. I think it's crucial for a country like ours, for democracy. It's crucial, but it's a reminder that people in other parts of the world don't believe that. I think that there should be, I mean, the folks who tried to get the interview pulled. Isn't it amazing? The last time I was here, we were talking about the interview being pulled from theaters, and it's on paper. I had to go to sleep, so I can be here early today. But I haven't watched the interview yet. But people are watching the interview, and it's making money, and that for me is a victory for freedom of speech.
Right.
And so we have to fight for that.
You know, they were saying at this magazine, which is a little bit like Mad Magazine, only political satire in France, that their offices had been firebombed.
2011.
And the result of that firebomb was not them pulling back, was them even doing more.
So it gives me chills just to hear you describe that.
There was a cartoon where they had a man French kissing a depiction of Muhammad, and they said love always conquers hate after the firebombing. So it's not as though they retreated. If anything, they went even bigger about their beliefs.
They had security, and you know, the brutality of the attack, I think, does what you said. It really does differentiate between the kind of enemy that the world is facing. This isn't an American war. This is, and you've talked about this, an ideology that doesn't believe in free speech. And when they disagree with the speech, they don't just put up their own version of the truth, they kill.
That's a reminder, though, of how it really is courageous to stand up for what you believe, to stand up and be counted, and dangerous.
But you know, it's funny, as a stand-up comic, I like to talk about things that are important to me.
Yes.
And I never think about what people are going to think about what I'm saying, because I think that the great part about freedom of speech is when you do rile people up. Because that means that what you're saying is important.
Right.
What you're saying matters. And how great is it to be able to live in a country where you can say whatever you want?
Yes.
And if you do it with passion and you do it honestly, it doesn't matter what you're saying, because you're being true to yourself. You know? How great is that?
Right, and
There are consequences to language. So I do
Right,
think
there
it's-
are still like I was saying with Selma. You know, you watch Selma. There were consequences to the language and the inspiration and the movement, like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Right? There were consequences to their free speech as well here. You know?
And as a trans woman, I can't help but think too, because we're always sort of embattled in language, right? So often people want to use the wrong pronouns. If you go to my Instagram, for example, you will see lots of people who want to use the wrong pronouns to refer to me. And so language is such a big issue for trans people, and it's really not about censoring other people, but it's about respecting people on their own terms.
Right.
So
It's about educating.
So there's that piece too. So there's freedom of speech, but then how do we give people respect for who they are, respecting people's identities, while we respect the right to say what we need to say?
Right.
Well, you know, it's so weird because, I mean, when you think about it, respect went out the window when the internet really kind of hit the head. I mean, you know, it's like the internet. I remember when the internet came on, I thought it was like,
came on.
like, I know, the internet came on. Is that what the kids are saying nowadays? The internet?
Yeah.
We turned on the internet. But I remember when it became a thing, I always considered it to be like the new version of encyclopedias.
Yes.
You know, I always thought, oh my God, the internet is going to educate, it's going to da-da-da. And what it became is just this world of anonymity that just becomes this cesspool of horrible things,
Well,
you know?
and you know, the counterterrorism people all over the world, this is the conversation they're having, what you just described. Is there a responsibility for someone to look at how lone wolf terrorists, I mean, we probably won't see another attack like 9/11, knock on wood, where it's that organized, but you may see many more attacks on creative sort of pursuits because of the internet. And so the big debate in the counterterrorism universe that was set off yesterday is there a responsibility? A lot of the best and brightest in this country go work at Google and other internet companies. Is there a responsibility for someone to take a look at the internet and look at it for what it is, which is a tool for spreading hatred?
Well, we are really looking at it
it's also a
according
tool
to
for
Edward
spreading
Snowden.
information. I think it's also a tool for spreading information.
And
You know,
it's
there's
a
a lot of
yes.
wonderful things about people. So many people are able to come to voice who did not have a voice
Correct.
before.
And in
because
Tiananmen
of the
Square,
internet.
and all of these, you know, the Egypt Spring, the Egyptian Spring, the Arab Spring uprising, you know, they took iPhones, buried them, then got arrested, and then came back, found the phone, and put it on. That's how people knew what was happening.
I think Ferguson would not have been we would not have heard about Ferguson if it weren't for social media, if it weren't for people who were on the scene saying, this is what happened, and it's spreading. So there's positive things there,
I think so, too. We're going to take a break. As we go to a commercial, I want to show you Kevin Hart last night on the People's Choice Awards. He'll be here next week. Take a look at how funny he is. Take a look at this, and we'll be back afterwards.
These are my selfie sticks, everybody. Yeah. Everybody wants a piece of OK Hart, so I'm giving it to them. Oh, this is my favorite one. This right now, I'm a guest on The View right now. Whoopi, what'd you say, Whoopi? No, don't go there. You better not go there, Whoopi. She went there.
Oh, where did she go? I need to know. Where did Whoopi go? Buff Bieber is blowing.
It's The View, and Laverne, I read the story about the transgender girl who took her own life. Why don't you tell us about that?
I found out about this story when I was away on vacation. It was really devastating to me, and it's devastated a lot of folks and beyond the LGBT community. A young woman by the name of Leila Alcorn took her life. She stepped in front of a tractor trailer a little bit after Christmas, a couple weeks ago, and the reason her story has kind of gone viral is because she posted a suicide note on Tumblr where she called out her parents for she wanted to transition. Her parents, when she came out to her parents as transgender, she's 17 years old. Her parents put her into reparative therapy and didn't support her. They cut her off from all social media and from all of her friends, and that isolation made her feel like she would never get to be the woman that she dreamed of becoming. She didn't feel like she had any support, and she took her own life. And
I know.
It's really hard for me. I've talked publicly about my own suicide attempt when I was 11 years old, and whenever I hear about a young person taking their own life just simply for being who they are because they didn't feel like they had support, they didn't feel like they would get better. And she even said that she keeps hearing that it's going to get better, but she didn't believe that it would.
Right.
And when I think about the story, I did, and it gets better on video, but I was also very critical of it. I said, if it got better for me when I learned how to reach out and get support, when I really did the work to love, truly love myself. And that's a lot of work, but you can't do it alone.
Right.
And I think, and I don't want to demonize her parents, I think her parents must be going through the worst thing I think any parent would go go through. But I think what they did by isolating her and not supporting her, she didn't feel like she could reach out for support. I think it's the worst thing that you can do. I think for all those people out there who feel like you don't have support and don't have someone to love you, there is someone who loves you.
Right.
And there's someone...
You know, the rates, let's talk about the rates of suicide among gay, lesbian, transgendered youth is so much higher than the rates of suicide among non.
Well, the statistics are hard, but we do know, and there's from the Injustice at Every Turn study, 41% of transgender people report having committed attempted suicide, as opposed 41% as opposed to 1% of the rest of the population. So we are at a really high risk for suicide attempts, and I think it's partly because we live in a world that doesn't validate us, and a world that doesn't celebrate us and tell us that we're beautiful. I think it's so important for me to understand. It's been so important for me to understand that I am beautiful, smart, and amazing.
And can I say to you, Laverne, honestly, I think that more than anyone I can know or imagine in history, you know, Dr. Renee Richards, an amazing example, one of the first people I know, trans, that was public, but you have done so much to advance visibility, acceptance, love, and appreciation for trans people, and I just want to say thank you, because it's amazing what you have done with your life and your truth. To stand in it so beautifully, I'm sure inspires many of us, including me.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are there support services for the parents? Because I watched your documentary, is it the
T-Word, yes.
And it seems like parents, I mean, no parent doesn't want to support their kid, but I think some parents may be confounded by this. Are there support services for parents?
Well, the Trevor Project, there's some resources that I passed along to the producers. So there are support services for parents and for kids. So the Trevor Project they have a wonderful hotline that if you are contemplating suicide, if you're a young person, call them.
Right.
There's a lot of different resources for parents as well. And I think the biggest thing for me, my mom is very religious. She's the president of the Usher Board. Hi, Mom. in Mobile, Alabama. Bethel
She's come a long way.
She's come a long way, and it was hard for her. And
Sure.
I think a lot of parents, Leela's parents cited religion, and it was difficult for my mom. But at the end of the day, my mom loves me and she supports me, and but we didn't get there right away.
Right.
And I as a kid, I needed to know. I knew that my mother loved me, but I felt like she loved a projection of me. She didn't really love who I was authentically.
Yeah.
And it really took me, you know, moving to New York, living my life, for her to see that I can be happy and healthy.
I always tell gay kids who write me, I always say, you know, it took you 18 years to come to terms with it and deal with it. You got to give your mom more than a week.
Absolutely.
Right? You got to give your parents some time to catch up, right? For sure. Well, changing the mood, there's been a crazy Justin Bieber delivery. He is apparently now the new guy for the underwear, like Marky Mark was, and let's see. What do you have to say about him, Nicole? You were looking up some interesting
I mean,
facts.
I miss Marky Mark. I mean, this is a guy who throws up on stage and blames milk. This is a guy who does a lot of public peeing and barfing and spitting. I mean, I'm not a fan, but I think he looks nice in underwear.
I have to say,
Yeah, I know, right?
I like Justin Bieber in those ads because he's silent.
Yeah.
You can't hear him talk, and he's very pretty.
Yes, exactly.
Amen.
I will not say anything against...
Oh my goodness, who could be here? I have no idea.
Hello!
This is important, Nicole.
Oh, me?
Are you getting all the vitamins and minerals you need?
I mean, I think I can. I think I am, aren't I?
All right, that's enough, Nicole. That's enough. Now, you come with me. Hurry up.
All right. Where are we going?
Go to a tease, please, Rosie.
Okay. We have a tease, and here it is, and then we'll be back with Kirstie Alley. Here's a tease.
The incredible shrinking Kirstie Alley is letting you in on how she went from this to this. Do tell, girl. But first, come along on Nicole's search for the 6 essentials. And just look at this fact.
Nicole, you want to live better and feel better, am I right?
Yes, of course.
All right, good, because our fabulous audience has agreed to help you get the 6 essential nutrients you need. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Come on, the clock is ticking. Okay, let's see. Young lady with the carrots and the kale, who are you?
I'm vitamin A.
She's vitamin A!
I love kale. Kale is all the rage.
Yeah, kale's great. Okay, fish and the low-fat milkman. What are you?
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D for...
Okay, New York. You want the news.
And like anyone from around here,
You want it fast, first and right on point.
Because who has any time to waste?
You want New York's news. Eyewitness news. Breaking news. Good Morning America.
You want your weather.
AccuWeather.
Your traffic. All served up. Not just fast.
But in a New York minute.
We know. We know. You want it all. Now.
Now.
And you're in luck.
Because New York's best mornings start right here. So,
wake up, New York! Wake up, New York! With ABC7.
A health insurance company I can call and a live person answers? Yeah. And porcupines make good pets.
Nice catch, Spike.
It's true. A totally different health insurance company is here. One where nice people not only answer your calls fast, they can connect you to appointments on your schedule. See for yourself. Call toll-free 855-558-5959. Care Connects. Changing what to expect from health insurance.
Introducing Liberty Escapes at Liberty Travel. Liberty Escapes bundles airfare, hotel accommodations, transportation, and tailor-made features for one low price. Starting at $11.99 in Jamaica, $10.99 in the Dominican Republic, $10.19 in Riviera Maya, and $10.29 in Cancun. Plus, only at Liberty Travel receive a $50 Amex gift card, up to a $200 sightseeing credit, and up to a $100 deposit on your next vacation. Always included at no extra cost. Call 1-877-LIBERTY. Liberty Travel, America's vacation experts.
In the tabloids for years about her struggle with weight, and Kirstie Alley has done so much. So I just want to say to all those paparazzi saying mean stuff about her, take a look at her now. Here she is, Kirstie you look astounding, but when you sat down, you did this. What are you doing?
I'm sitting like, look, I couldn't wait to wear, to get into a Victoria Beckham dress, and I am, but you can't walk. You have to walk like this. So I'm a little bit, damn you, Victoria Beckham.
but it looks damn good, Kirstie.
Thank you,
so
thank you.
So you are doing, what have you done this time, and how has it worked for you?
I did Jenny Craig, and it worked well for me because it has yummy food. You know, I've been offered other weight loss companies. They call you and go, hey, we see you're fat. Do you want to do... Anyway.
Guess what? They call me too, honey. They call me too.
Really?
Oh, my God, for years.
How does the call go?
They don't say it quite that mean, but yeah.
But it's like, hey, fatty, will you do our thing? Pretty much.
And you're like,
you had me at fatty. You had me at fatty.
How long did it take?
Well, it took me 9 months. It took me 9 months. And it's a good match for me because I'm a foodie.
Right.
Duh. And the food is really good, and I have a consultant who keeps me in line.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's the great thing about Jenny Craig is you do get a one-on-one person who's actually focused on you.
Yeah, and I'm not that responsible of a person. I'm not that accountable for some things. I feel like I've learned how to be more accountable, but I really needed that person. They don't yell at you.
Keep you honest.
But they just go like, okay, so now what did you do this week? And you go, well, whatever. They keep you honest, and they put enough pressure on you that it makes it a game.
Now, when you were a kid, you didn't have a weight issue, and when you were first on Cheers, you were always the stunning beauty, and then what do you think got you to the point where your weight was out of control?
Well, when I turned 53, I always ate a lot of food, and I mean a lot of food.
Right.
I had a high metabolism. I could do pretty much what I wanted to do. And then when I turned 53, I mean, who knows if it's turning 53 or it's whatever. I turned into Donna Reed. I decided to cook for I'd just broken up with someone, and I was like, you know, I'm going to cook for my kids. I'm just going to be a mother and a good mother. And apparently that meant give your kids cakes at every meal.
Oh, it doesn't? You're a great mother.
From 2004 to 2007, you lost 75 pounds.
Yes, and then I kept that off for that 3 years.
Right. And you gained it back. You gained it back. Now, is it going to stay off this time? And have you been? Because usually there's triggers. There's reasons why people say there's reasons why we, you know,
gain or some bitch-ass man. That's what I'm thinking.
It's always love related, you think?
Well, for me, it just was. And you know, I think the truth is I've probably been fat 4 years or 5 years of my life, but it appears that I spent my whole life.
Well, I think that's because of the tabloids, right? I mean, don't the tabloids?
Yes.
I think that we have sort of some
we don't
images
need to see
of the
that.
yeah, look at that.
I've been dying now for 20 years. I'm always dying of some disease.
Is that always startling to see that? I mean, do you?
Well,
Are you
my
is it
kids
weird
start
that they're
laughing.
so
They go,
obsessed?
"Oh my God, look what you're dying of now," and I'm like, "Hey, thanks."
Well, but
Someday I'll die, and they'll go, "See."
The tabloids always make an interesting life, like more of an interesting life than what you really have. You're like, wow, really? I have this? This is amazing. I would have never thought about that.
Speaking of the guy thing, are you dating someone now?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm dating, but I'm not I don't have the real thing, I would say.
Now, you said before that fat sex is no good.
Well, for me...
People got mad at you, didn't they?
People get mad at me for everything, so who cares?
All right.
But fat, you know, for me, I was too inhibited. So other people, you know, have weight problems, and they do fine at sex, but I was sort of inhibited probably when I was skinny, too. But not as inhibited as I would be when I was fat.
But I think part of the reason that America's fascinated with your weight issue is because you didn't have one. Like, we saw this perfectly gorgeous, super type person, right? And then you became heavier. So I think rather than somebody who like came into the public as heavy and sort of has struggled their whole life, not that much of a story, but I think it was the difference. Do you think that?
Yeah, and I think it's a little fair game. I mean, I feel that as an actress, I feel if I started out that way, that I do have a responsibility as an, you know, working to stay in a certain fitness level. I mean, I just think that that's fair. So I'm not saying that it was unfair to make fun of me. Then, like, I heard you guys talking earlier about social media came around.
Yes.
And it was, you know, every celeb I know talks about it. I didn't know that many people hated me.
Exactly.
You know, and you can't get your hands on the people, so you want to freaking beat down.
But
if somebody walked up to me and said, "Look, you are," I know we can't say the F word, but if you look like a pig, I would go like, boom!
Right.
And I really would. I would take him down. But I can't get
to see that.
I can't get my hands around them, and so they know that.
Yeah.
They're anonymous.
You know what? I have to say, though, at any size, I mean, you are so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like, I mean, I have to say that. It's like, I mean, I was saying that at dinner last night. I'm like, I was talking about how great I think you are last night at dinner, and I was just thinking, it's like, I've never thought of what size you are.
Right.
Because I always think you're so gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
one of the gorgeous, funny Lucille Ball ladies.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
I know. I was actually talking to somebody about how great you were.
I could marry you.
And Laverne could perform the ceremony.
We'll have that sex.
Listen, and trust me, it'll be good. You've been wonderful today, and it's great to see you, and you look fantastic.
Thank
and
you
Jenny
very
Craig,
much.
people, if you want to do what Kirsty did. We'll be right back after this. Don't go. We're all of 8 days into 2015. Is your resolution to get healthy already hanging by a thread? I bet it is. Hang in there, because the author of the mega hit series Eat This, Not That says you're just 4 steps away in his new book, Zero Belly Diet. Please welcome back to the show, David Zinczenko. Hi, David.
Hey, Rosie, it's great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so what are the 4 basic things we need to do to get healthy, sir?
You are going to get it healthier in 2015, and what you're going to do is one thing you can eat and should eat. Burgers.
Oh,
I know
really?
that sounds crazy.
But I'm happy about
you should
that.
Eat burgers.
Okay.
With every meal, you should be asking, where's my healthy fat? Where's my protein? Where's my fiber? This does it all. Most restaurant versions are like 1,000 calories. This is 387. So what we're doing here, we're doing a few different things. We've got some grass-fed lean beef. It's 94% lean beef here.
And $94 a pound.
It's actually not that much, but we've got a gluten-free bun.
Right.
And so it's 100 calories and 5 grams of fat and protein. And then you have things like arugula, mushrooms, caramelized onions. And what this does is it helps to boost your metabolism. And it also contains a key nutrient called choline, which helps to prevent the accumulation of visceral fat in your belly.
Excellent. And I would recommend taking off the top bun and just eating it without. That's what I do.
Yep.
Half the
And
bread, half the... Here we are.
Yeah.
What is this? Go ahead, Laverne.
What is the one thing we should be drinking to stay healthy this year?
Smoothies. But not not like store-bought smoothies, which are like 750 calories, which are like milkshakes. What you want to do is make your own. I call it 90-second nutrition. And we have tons of these in Zero Belly Diet in the book. And what you want to do is here, this is a blueberry dazzler, this is a peanut butter cup. We've got strawberry banana.
What's in this one? I'm going to try this.
So you've got strawberries, bananas, blueberries, you've got peanut butter. What's great is you can even put chocolate in. If it's going to be dark chocolate, make sure it has a 70% cacao or higher.
Is this sugar-free except for the fruit?
It is.
Because a lot of smoothies, a lot of things out there that say their diet have sugar in them, and that's the worst.
I know. So these have like a third. They're 230 calories, like a third of what you would get.
This one is better than this one.
Yeah.
This one tastes like warm peanut butter that's thin, not so good. But this one's fantastic.
Okay. I love peanut butter. I'll drink any of it.
All right. Head on over there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I picked this. What's the one supplement I should be using?
The huge one in 2015 is going to be plant-based. A lot of people know of plant-based protein. A lot of people know whey protein, but that's milk-based, and the problem is it causes bloating. So you don't want that. So you can have pea-based, hemp-based, brown rice-based. And what's great is you go get it. It's as low as like $12 a month. This plant-based protein. It's the hot new supplement of 2015, and you can mix it into your oatmeal, into pancakes. You can sprinkle it onto your oatmeal. It's just a great thing to have. You can put it into your smoothies, Laverne. So that's awesome.
You know what?
Excellent.
And it's really low cost.
With your
And
hands?
I'm eating it with my hands. I'm treating it like a taco.
Get it.
It's a great way. It's a great way to add protein without the sugar, you know, and get fiber as well.
Okay.
And here's Nick.
What is the one exercise we're supposed to be doing? I thought it was walking, but it's not.
No, this is called the thruster. Okay, but it's not that sexy.
Doesn't sound like something I can do.
Get your mind out. Get your mind out of the gutter and pick up a pair of dumbbells instead. What is great about this? Just grab these two.
Okay.
Grab those.
Okay.
And this is a two-part exercise.
Okay.
You don't need time, you don't need space, you don't need money. You need 8 minutes, and you grab these.
Yep.
And it's a two-part. You hold the dumbbells right here, okay?
Yeah.
And you're gonna feet are
I don't
right
know
there,
if my
shoulder
skirt
width
will do
apart.
that, but I'll
and you're
follow.
gonna act like you're sitting in a chair. You're gonna do a squat, and when you come to the top, you're just gonna do an overhead press.
Oh.
And
That's the whole thing?
It's what it's basically going to do is hit every muscle in your body. It's going to strengthen your core, and it's going to pump your heart. And you're going to do as many as you can do.
Take a poop. Reach for the sky. Take a poop. Reach for the sky.
And you're going to
take a poop. Reach for the sky. Take it, Nicole. Take
All right.
a poop.
Well, our thanks to David Zinczenko. This is a great start for us. We have to come back and give us more tips.
Happy to.
Members of our audience are going home with a copy of his book, Zero Belly Fat. We'll be right back.